Now, some preachers tell us that the Lord's Day means Sunday. As Kenneth Taylor's Living Letters Bible scandalously paraphrases, it was Sunday and I was worshiping. There are three reasons why the idea that Revelation 1:10 is not referring to Sunday. Number one, the Bible never refers to the first day of the week, that is Sunday, as the Lord's Day. That's a narrative invented long after the crucifixion and is never found in the Scriptures. In fact, quite the opposite is true. And that brings me to number two. If it were talking about a day of the week, it would be the seventh-day Sabbath. There are only three Scriptures that tell us what day of the week Jesus is Lord of, and it's not Sunday. When the Jews of his day condemned Jesus for breaking their humanly imposed ideas about how to keep the Sabbath, he turned to an Old Testament example before stating emphatically what day he is the Lord of. Mark 2, verses 27 and 28. And he said to them, "The Sabbath was made for man, and not man for the Sabbath. Therefore, the Son of Man is also Lord of the Sabbath." Now, if the Sabbath were done away, as many proclaim, he could not be Lord of it. Consider carefully. He is not Lord of something that does not exist. Note also from this passage that Jesus said that the Sabbath was made not for the Jews only, but for man. And when was it made? At the very beginning, Genesis 2, verses 2 to 3. And on the seventh day, God ended his work which he had done. And he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had done. Then God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, in other words, set it apart as holy, because in it he rested from all his work which God had created and made. However, Revelation 1:10 is not referring to a day of the week, and that brings me to point number three. The theme of the book is the Lord's Day, the day of the Lord. Let's explore further what the Bible describes as this day of the Lord. Note it in chapter 1 and verse 10. Here we find the aged John, the last living of the original 12 apostles, being given visions from God about events to come while being a prisoner on the Isle of Patmos in the Aegean Sea. Revelation 1 and verse 10. I was in the Spirit on the Lord's day, and I heard behind me a loud voice as of a trumpet. The day of the Lord is found in both testaments of the Bible and is directly mentioned 32 times in an end-time setting when Jesus Christ returns. Everything about the day of the Lord shows that it is a time of war and destruction, when God's wrath will be poured out on unrepentant, rebellious mankind. Here's what we read from the prophet Zephaniah in chapter 1 and verses 14 to 16. The great day of the Lord is near. It is near and hastens quickly. The noise of the day of the Lord is bitter. There the mighty men shall cry out. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of devastation and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, a day of trumpet and alarm against the fortified cities and against the high towers. It's a fulfillment of the biblical Feast of Trumpets, called Rosh Hashanah by the Jews. Specific plagues make up that day and are laid out with the sounding of 7 trumpets in the book of Revelation. It's at the last trumpet that Christ returns, and the prophet Isaiah reveals that the day of the Lord, the time of these 7 trumpet blasts, takes place during a 1-year period of time. Here it is in Isaiah 34 and in verse 8. For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance, the year of recompense for the cause of Zion. Here's what it says in 1 Thessalonians 5 and verses 2 to 4. For you yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so comes as a thief in the night. For when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction comes upon them as labor pains upon a pregnant woman, and they shall not escape. But you, brethren, are not in darkness, so that this day should overtake you as a thief. The focus of Joel's visions is the day of the Lord. Notice it in chapter 2, beginning in verse 1. Blow the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord is coming. For it is at hand, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness. A people come, great and strong, the like of whom has never been, nor will there ever be any such after them, even for many successive generations. God's prophecy, as recorded by Joel, is specific to a unique time in human history. He speaks under inspiration from God of a one-year period of time referred to in 30 scriptures as the day of the Lord, a series of events that culminates in the return of Jesus Christ. Joel 3, beginning in verse 9. Proclaim this among the nations. Prepare for war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble and come, all you nations, and gather together all around. Cause your mighty ones to go down there, O Lord. Let the nations be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. That's just outside of Jerusalem. For there I will sit to judge all the surrounding nations. Put in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, go down, for the winepress is full. The vats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. Do you realize that this is the theme of the book of Revelation? The theme of the book is the Lord's day, the day of the Lord. The message is contained on a scroll that is sealed by 7 seals. Only the Lamb of God, Jesus Christ, can open these seals. The first 4 are what are popularly known as the 4 horsemen of Revelation or of the Apocalypse. The 5th seal represents a martyrdom of some of the servants of God. Terrifying heavenly signs are seen when the 6th seal is opened, and what follows is something many cannot imagine. Revelation, the 6th chapter, and verse 15. And the kings of the earth, the great men, the rich men, the commanders, the mighty men, every slave and every free man hid themselves in the caves and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, Fall on us and hide us from the face of him who sits on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath has come, and who is able to stand? Yes, the day of the Lord is nothing other than the wrath of the Lamb of God. Thanks for watching this TW Prophecy highlight. These clips come from longer videos you can find on our main channel, Tomorrow's World, where we help you make sense of your world through the pages of the Bible. And if this video was helpful, please subscribe for more.